It's always fun getting them going.
Isn't it?
Well, we just switched. We were using Join Me forever, and then they stopped supporting it. So we jumped over to Google Meets, and for whatever reason, it hasn't I haven't caught on to it all that well yet. So I'm never sure. But anyways, well, thanks so much for your time, Kelly, and for joining us today and having a look at Golf EMS. We've been through your website and everything, and love to give you an overview of what Golf EMS does and what we do for other customers, and especially how we integrate with Club Profit. Are you the person that's oversees Club Profit in the POS?
I am.
Oh, perfect. Good. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the customer facing side of Golf EMS, and then I'm going to flip it over to Kathleen, who's our product manager, and she helped build and develop the integration with Club Profit. So she'll take over there. So you can see your logo now, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to start here by a really simple, whoops. There we go. Yeah, so this is a kind of a bird's eye view of Golf EMS and what it does. And I'm taking it you're probably fairly technical, so this could be a little basic, but we always like to start here. So basically, Golf EMS is a registration payment software and e-commerce platform that's designed specifically for golf. So we start here, we create custom website, custom registration forms with multiple products and pull downs and everything you would need. And by creating that, you're creating a link or a URL. It gets sent out with all of your social media to all your email contacts, whoever needs to click on the link, open it, and complete the registration payment. They get a receipt. Others at the club who need to get notified every time somebody signs up gets an email notification, which we'll go through. And then, of course, multiple reports that you can pull. So the customer receives the email receipt, but the sale is then automatically pushed into Club Profit, which Kathleen's going to show you, by either a unique email address, or if you don't have a customer for that email address, it will actually create a customer. And then, of course, I'm assuming you're using Profit Pay.
Yeah, the full Steam Profit Pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that payment would go through your gateway into the bank account. So that's basically the simple kind of overview of the process. I'm just going to now I'm going to just switch screens here to this screen, which I have to always figure out now that I'm in Allow in my new Google Meets thing.
How long have you been using it?
Not as long as I'd like to. So there we go. So yeah, so now you can see our website, which has got some additional details on it. But I'm just going to start off, Kelly, and just take you through several cases of how customers are using it for different areas of operations. We've been through your website, and I gather, you pretty much a full service facility. You kind of do it all. I'm assuming, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of programs, events. So just starting off with a really simple event. The way Golf EMS works is that we take people through a 4-step process to completion. All the information that's in the text in the text editor, which Kathleen will show you, ends up on their customer receipt as well. And the way Golf EMS is set up is we've got 2 different product types. The first product type we refer to as the registration product. And because this is an outing, it's simply single, twosome, threesome, foursome, lunch only. You can set it up any million different ways which I'll show you some other examples. Then we've got, there's spots remaining, or we can go to a waiting list. When it hits 0, it stops registering. Any type of field, pull down menu, checkbox, whatever you need to gather whatever field information or data that you need, you put into the form. And then at the bottom, we've got what we refer to as the second product, which is the extra product. This is really simple sample, so it's just add barbecue lunch for this person. And then you come up with your total, you click register, you're off to the putting in your billing information, your credit card information, and then then you get your completed screen. And we can go through a full process later, but it is as you can imagine. So the other way you can set up a registration form is maybe for a customer that needs help collecting money. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it the old-fashioned way. So you can say, well, we can use our registration service. They can change it to their own logo, put in their own ad. They can be invited to change copy and can interact with the form. But you basically set this up for them. Now at the bottom, and this is just an example of how the flexible or the extra product's very flexible. There's a lot of different ways you can set it up, so it's pretty handy from that perspective. But everything can go on one form, and we can even give them the ability to help raise additional funds for charity, for instance, with a flexible field. And then they check out. But in this case, if you say, well, you want your customer to use the form to help them, but you don't want to receive the money, so then you can go into your payment settings by default, take it off Club Profit Pay, and you can put in their PayPal or Stripe account so that they get paid. So you're getting all the data, all the information, providing the service, but the money can flow to them directly through one of those two gateways, and then just settle up on the event contract as you normally would. So that's two kind of different ways that you might handle an outing. But we've got, there's many different categories that various clubs use us for. Here you can see this is a membership form, which obviously this time of the year is getting into membership season. And again, very, very simple, but just an example of how clubs would set up their membership form. The same different club. This is or the same club rather. This is a junior event camp, and I like to show this example because the extra product is now dates and weeks that they can sign up and pay for, with obviously an inventory on each individual product. So those are just some different examples to give you an idea of how clubs are working with Golf EMS. This is a special event, so a lot of clubs will use us for special events, ticket sales, brunches, tables of however many different aged people, and so on. Last thing I'm going to show you, just again to show you some of the flexibility of the platform. We do have an e-voucher type feature that you can redeem. You can sell vouchers, e-vouchers, and redeem them through the back end of the system. We can certainly go through that in more detail down the road if it's something that you would like to get a little more information on. If you remember, especially in your neck of the woods, if you remember a service that was called Under Par, it basically it just works the same way. It's just we don't take a percentage, and there's no added cost to use it. It's just a handy tool if and when you need it.
Well, now, do you guys also offer access to lists like Under Par does as well?
We this system would be used for your own marketing list, whatever contact database that you've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, using our Club Profit contact list, or using our Constant Contact list, or any CSV file.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you would send it out to those people. No, we don't. It's not a marketing platform per se, as an underpar would be hooked into different lists of groups. It's more just a tool that you would use for your own data contacts.
Okay.
Now the last thing I want to show you, excuse me. So just as you would imagine, going through your website, it would work the same way as you've already set up here. It would just click here to register for the event, and then the event registration form would pop up in a new window. So it's working the same way. All it is using the URL for the link for the event. Any questions on the actual forms themselves, Kelly? Or
Well, I think that'll come with Kathleen once I see the back end of it.
Perfect.
That'll be a Kathleen question. So we currently use Campaign Pilot, where we're able to generate marketing media, offer the online registration. The payment, however, routes through PayPal instead of through Full Steam. So what other functions will this generate? Flyers or social media ads or anything like that?
No, we don't. It's not really meant to be a marketing tool. I mean, you could still use Campaign Manager for all of that. We're more taking care of the e-commerce side and the sales side, as Kathleen will show you with the API. I mean, the most important thing is the sale automatically flows into the POS, which she'll show you.
Okay. Now going back to that card, you said that was something you'd show me more on later. Is this a different what levels of subscription, I guess, would be the question for you? Are there different levels, and what are my limitations on each level or costs for this?
Yeah, just before I hand it over to Kathleen, I'm just going to take you to our two different pricing options. So originally we built Golf EMS to be a cost-free system for golf clubs, especially seasonal ones. So we add a small transaction fee at checkout, so between 95 cents and $2.95, and that's paid for by the registrant. I'm just going to slide it down here to show you. Any checkout amount under $50 is 95 cents. Anything under 100 to 50 is $1.95, and anything $100 or more adds $2.95. And you could just see it. It's simply you get a subtotal of $7.50. It adds the $2.95, and the total order is $752.95. Now you collect that $2.95, and then we take it back on card on file at the end of the month. So in that sense, it's kind of a user paid system that you're not paying for. You do have, and again, Kathleen will show you, but you do have the ability to hide that service fee and build that $2.95 into the cost of the event if you want to. But I would say the lion's share, kind of 8 out of 10 clubs or users that use this system, just show it as a small transaction handling fee.
Okay, so what makes it high volume versus not?
Right. So if you say, and you very well could fall into this. So we looked at a couple of the clubs there. They're on the high volume plan, and that's basically $240 a month or $2,400 a year to save 2 months. But basically, that eliminates our transaction fee and allows you to charge whatever transaction fee you want to. So and as many transactions as you need. So in some cases, MCG Golf in Maryland added $5 service fee for their academies, for instance. Other you might have an event, you're not going to charge any transaction fee, but it's totally up to you. And then you keep that transaction revenue. So a lot of clubs will also, if it's say $100 or $50 checkout, the handling fee will be there to cover some of the costs of the system, but also the credit card processing fee that you would incur from Profit Pay. So you have that flexibility to charge whatever handling fee you want with the higher volume plan. So in both cases, we like to say that it's a cost-free system for the golf club at the end of the year given that it's either the user paid system or the transaction fee that you get to charge and keep. The only thing I'll say, or the last thing I'll say is, we do charge a one-time setup fee of $3.99. That one-time setup fee, we do a lot of work with you to set your account up, one-on-one work, not only with the training, but also we want to build all your different categories of forms that you're going to need. So you have your own custom template library. And then, as Kathleen will show you, you just go in, you clone it, change some of the information, then it's up and running. So you don't always have to create forms from the scratch. So we help do all that for you in the beginning and get it all set up. And then after that, that's it. Questions on that before I hand it over to Kathleen, or?
Nope, no questions.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Kelly. I'll pass it over to Kathleen. And do you want me to put it all over to the dashboard for you?
Yes.
I'm just going to get it over to the dashboard here. Present something else. There we go. There we go. That's the dashboard.
Hi there, Kathleen here.
Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm fantastic.
That's great. Okay, so I'll show you two things. One will be how the POS API works, which is how the funds flow from as somebody goes in and pays with their credit card, and the funds flow into your through your gateway. And if it successfully gets paid, that sale or transaction flows into your POS automatically, according to how you set up that form through the API fields. Okay, so what I'll do, so this is where you're going to go in order to create an event, clone an existing event, or go to an event and edit it or pull reports for it. And the venue is where you have your gateway set up, so it goes across all your events. Also, that's where you can pull a report at the gateway level to reflect across all your events, all the transactions that have gone through the gateway. So I think the easiest thing to do is to just go through and show you a quick event and how the system is set up to create those forms. So let's go to third annual golf event. If I go to that event, and as you can tell, I'm logged in as a manager. So this looks quite different from the end user that sees the 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top of the form, and it's a lot cleaner and all the rest. But this shows you as a manager what the form looks like as you set it up. So you're going to go to under the black menu, manage this form. And this is the first set of fields that you are able to sort of fill in to get your form up and running. As you can see, we set up the title, machine readable name, and then there's the content that you can add in using the WYSIWYG. Okay. Now, the first thing you're going to come up to is the registration product. So these are products. You can have as many as you like on a form. And this is what is used by the customer to choose what registration product they would like. If I go into a registration product, basically when you create one, you give it a title, a price, and very importantly, the number of registrants the product is for, so that if it's for 2 people, then when they click that, they'll get 2 sets of fields that they have to fill out. And there's also a POS SKU associated with it, which is, think about that later for how the API works. So those are all the products. That's how products, you can create new ones.
So are those SKUs then in Club Profit?
Yes. You would always set everything up in Club Profit and then put that SKU into Golf EMS. And you have to make sure it's apples to apples, right? So if you're selling a single registration for an event, and there's different ways that you would send that transaction into your POS according to how you would like it to, the accounting would like to see it put in there. Okay. And I'll talk a little bit about that when we talk about how the POS works, the API works. You know what, I'll quickly just, because I think you have probably more questions about that than the form itself for creating these forms. Pretty simple. You can set your registration limit, open and close date. You can send an email notification, which has all the, if it's sent in through to the POS through the API, it'll have all the information from the API about where it went and the sale number and the customer account it went to, etc.
Can I just generate and paste HTML code into the WYSIWYG?
Yes, you could if you wanted to. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. POS API integration, that would be the node that you would create, and we would create for each of your forms. And depending on how, and I'll show you in my little presentation, the different ways that those fields work for you to send that sale. So once we update the form and we have it all set up, ready to go, the other two things that you can do is when you're in the black form, you can go into the red form, the red drop down, and you can manage fields and extra charges. Managing fields, when we click on it, you can see we have the principal set and the other registration fields. So you can collect more information from the principal person compared to the other people, which is kind of the flexibility we have. And because it's a golf-centric piece of software, and it's very specific to golf. And therefore, you can see we have all these different fields. I'm going to get rid of gender. And then I'm going to add
all of these fields are mappable to Club Profit. So any fields I have in Club Profit, I can use in Golf EMS.
No, so I'll talk a little bit to that. But what the API is for is to track the monies going into your Club Profit. You're always going to go to Golf EMS and pull a report from us of exactly what lunch the person's going to have, or what their age is, or what, that sort of thing, or what the allergies are.
So if you can point out what all fields will update the Club Profit database and what will not.
Sure. What I can do is what it will update. It depends on what it's selling as well. Okay. Because depending on what it's selling and how you have those inventory products set up, whether it's selling a smart card or it's selling a certain kind of product that has other things associated with it, it will update the information on the customer's account through the API. If you're talking about just fields, it will look up the customer by email and do that sort of, it will find the customer or create a new customer using the email, the name, the phone number, and the address. And how you've set the customer up to be created. What I think it's there's different kinds of types of customers and that sort of thing. You can set that up as well. But something like allergies and handicap index, you wouldn't. But just to get back to this, adding a field is as simple as clicking add field. So these are all drop down options. As you can see, these are preferred days. Are you? All of these are drop-down menus, need clubs, so you can add that and yes or no and require it and hit create. And now that field's there, right? As you can see, if I click add field again, those were all drop-downs. This is text fields, emergency contact name, phone number, mail address. All of these things are something you can add in, special instructions, that sort of thing. You just click on them and they would add in to the fields. Any questions about how you would add a field in? You can obviously edit it. You can rename.
No, my biggest rub is trying to make sure that the data that I collect winds up in my database, not in this place and that place and that place. And then I have to go and match fields and I want it all in one place.
Gotcha. Okay, well then, I'm going to just manage extra charges. You can see you can use extra charges to do. We have extra product. These are usually beyond and above the registration products. So you can see there's a meal, there's shirts you can purchase, the generic product sponsorship, flexible products, tickets, so they can do that sort of thing, sponsorships, all of these. And you just step through a little WYSIWYG and it creates the product. And when, as you can see, you can set a stock to them and you can, you can see that if I go in, I can also set a SKU to them so I can sell them as well. So that's for the API. So that's, and for each form, what I will tell you is we have reports, and you can refund in our system for your profit pay. So you can do the refunds in our system. We have registration details. Once you hit that, you have a CSV, it downloads it. Actually, do you use either Golf Genius or Gallus Golf for your events?
We were using Gallus and didn't have a good acceptance rate, and that has since gone away. So,
Okay.
no.
All right, no worries. Just thought I'd ask because we have a kind of pre-formatted report. No. Then, okay, so I think any questions about that? Because then I'll flip right over to how the API works.
Yep, let's go.
Okay. So I'm gonna just hit slideshow. And so as I said, what happens and what you're going to use the API for is to send information into your club profit that is specific to tracking all the funds that are going through for your accounting department. Okay.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to always go to Golf EMS to find out, you know, who's in the foursome and stuff. But you will always be able to track all the monies and track all the funds going through.
Okay, let me verify something. You just said that I have to go to Golf EMS to see who's in the foursome. It's not populating my T sheet.
It's not populating your T sheet. No,
Okay.
no. So now how the API, so there's two things that the API does with its fields. The first thing is to take a transaction amount that somebody's paid for and how it goes into the POS system. So it can go in as a single sale of a product. It can go into a prepaid tab or as a ledger payment, as a credit, or it can sell smart cards or it can sell packages. Okay. So I'm not sure if you use smart cards or you use packages.
We do both.
Okay. So, you know how you can set up you set up the SKU for all of those things. And you can, so for instance, it might be that you want to sell somebody, you have a league and there's a yearly fee for that league. So you let everybody sign up and sell that fee into their customer account. And then they can also buy different levels of smart cards that will go in and go into their account and sell that smart card to them. Okay. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. The second thing, and then the other thing is where it goes. So depending on, oh, sorry, I jumped ahead. No, sorry, I hit the wrong button. So once you have how you want it to flow into your customer, into the POS, you have to tell the form, do you want this to look up a customer by their email and find that customer and sell that into their account the way you have it set up? Or do you want it to be set up to go into a specific customer account? Now, for instance, if you have a fall scramble or you have a specific golf tournament, what you can do is have all those funds flow into a bucket account called Fall Scramble, and it will collect up in that in a prepaid tab for that Fall Scramble. And then the day of the event, you'll use all of those funds in that prepaid tab to sell out that day. So the GL, all of the however you sell it, if it's like this many green fees, this many carts, that sort of thing, it sells that day. So you track the funds, but they sell on the correct day. That's depending on how you want your accounting department to do that. You can certainly sell it as they purchase them, or you can sell it the day of the event, as if somebody's come to the pro shop that day, all the people have come to the pro shop that day and sold. So it arrives in the GL on the correct day of the event. Okay. So those are the two ways, excuse me, that you can either have it look up the customer and sell into the customer's account using the email, or you can have it go to a specific customer account, usually a bucket account. so that you can just collect the funds for the day of the event. So that's the two ways of doing it. So for instance, as I said, like there's different ways that you can use our system depending on how you want the funds to flow in and track them. So in other words, that's and it's all going through your gateway. So that's kind of how that works. Any questions about that, or are you thinking?
Nope.
Okay. So that's the two ways that you can do it. And if they don't have an account in your system, it will create that customer account for you, and it will then sell that into that customer account and when it creates that customer account, it uses all the other fields for creating a customer, and it creates the customer using their email, their name, it puts in their name, their phone number, their address, and the type of customer class, etc., that you want to create that customer under. And this is just an email confirmation. And as you can see at the bottom, if it goes through the API, it'll give the cross-reference of where the sale goes in and what account number it went to. Okay. So that's
what does it look like in Club Profit when a transaction occurs either for the day of purchase or to, I understand the process of a clearing account. That's fine.
Yeah.
But,
well, depending on here, so here's depending on where you want to put the information or how it goes into the Club Profit. But this is a bucket account. So as you can see, I've got the first transaction I have here is a pay on account. So you can see it sits as a credit, right?
mm-hmm.
And then the debit occurs the day that you clear it.
Okay.
The second one is a sales record. And you can see it's a debit or credit. So it both occurs on the same day as a regular sale would be if you came in. And then if you look at the actual sale, and this is selling that transaction for that debit credit. You can see if you click on the actual lookup, you get the sale number, and you can see that we sold it through a SKU, right? So the SKUs and the pricing and the $2.95 and all the rest of it, and then that references back. So you can set up, what credit card type it is, so you can track what credit card types the sales are going through and that sort of thing. So that's kind of how it would appear in your Club Profit. So for instance, if I go back here, if you sell a prepaid item, then if you click on prepaid, it will all show up in your prepaid. If you sold the customer a smart card, if you click on smart card, you're going to see the smart card, right? So, and then for instance, if you sold this as a package instead of a SKU, it'll show up as the package, right? It'll sell it as the package. And I know that's good for your background for within Club Profit, pulling reports and tracking things and adding food and beverage and all the rest of it into things. So
now our food and beverage system is completely separate from.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah, we don't use it within Club Profit. So.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's kind of how that works. So that's how you would see it in Club Profit. Any questions about that?
Nope.
All right, then I will hand it back to James, and thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, great. Anything you'd like to revisit or kind of look at?
I'm going to talk with my golf pro because the goal we're trying to do is to eliminate the repetitive entry and updates within Club Profit. So if we're selling in Campaign Pilot right now, I have to download my customer list and upload that information or manually locate each record to make sure my data is in Club Profit. So that's one thing I'm kind of sad to hear about, that it doesn't do all of that. It'll track the sales, but not necessarily male or female or allergies or any of the other custom settings in Club Profit.
Right. Kathleen, what What's the answer to that? We can't have any
Club
other.
Profits API doesn't do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's the Club Profit API that limits the amount of data that can flow through the data exchange, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that Club Profit tracked that sort of stuff. That's news to me, so I can talk to them about that. Like that, if they, that there's, I'm assuming you can create an allergy field and stuff in Club Profit, and it would tick that on and off.
I'm pulling it up right now to see what I have. And again, most of our golf events don't necessarily collect allergies. And that would be probably a text field. So like date of birth or shoe size. So the general fields are name, email, password, gender, type, birth date, basic street address and contact information. And then, oh, I have to have a record. Okay.
Yeah,
We do put in the address.
Yeah.
We do put in the phone number.
Yep.
We do put in the email address.
Okay.
We do put in the customer type and the customer class.
handicap.
No, we do not put in handicap.
Would you need handicap?
Men's and ladies clothing sizes under the preferences tab within Club Profit. So
Okay.
we've got men's and ladies sizes, we've got handicaps, we've got preferences for, let me get to it. Whether or not they opt in or opt out of email marketing or future contact, if they're a minor. Those are the kinds of things that we're leaning on quite a bit.
Okay.
Age, you mean age or?
No, I'm just you're just saying that the shoe size,
Right. Yeah.
clothing.
We can certainly look at data, and we can look at other
It all
data.
depends on if the API
Yeah.
would flow that kind
Wonder,
of data
would
in.
it be helpful?
Because those sound like they're custom fields. So if they're custom fields, they're not the standard fields. Like we have all the standard fields in when we create a customer, and that sort of thing, but we don't have the custom fields. Like,
Well, the men, ladies, and handicapped are not custom fields. Those are standard Club Profit fields. I can understand not matching with custom fields, which if I have a birth date that's before 18 years ago, I know it's a minor. I can do that.
right.
But the opt-in or opt-out of email, that's another field that is default within the platform. So yeah, it's email options. It's on the other tab for customers.
You know what? I can check into that if you could set up a toggle in our system that would be able to send that into Club Profit.
Change it. Yeah.
Also with like to see if that, like you say, that the I don't know if the date of birth is sendable, but I'll check those things and see if they are sendable.
Yeah, so it's generally the preference tab and other tab.
Preference and other. Gender, I think we can definitely set up. I think that's the gender is one of the fields that it will. I just have to look at the API and find out. It's just that a lot of golf courses don't care. Well, it's not that they don't care. I just don't think that they.
But if it was available, maybe other people would want to take advantage.
This is for creating new accounts, right?
Right.
I mean,
Well, for creating new accounts, or if I have Jimmy, one of our golf members that participates in every single tournament, whether he shows up or not, he still signs up and pays. You know, having the birth date, because we send cards, having, you know, some of those things, that's helpful to us. And I have 2 Jim Munstermans. So I can tell by date of birth. One is in his 20s and the other one's in his 70s. So
yeah. No, for sure. And the other thing too is the just about gender. I don't think not everybody might want to give their gender or birth date, but we could certainly have it so that if they do, they could we could send it in the API call.
Yeah, we can look into that.
Creating that
One
customer.
thing that I can say, Kelly, that we are in the midst of creating and hopefully launching soon is the ability to charge, rather than to choose a credit card, choose a member account, so they can charge it to their member account.
We don't do any member charges, so
Okay, fine.
that's
Forget-
nice. That good for you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
That's right.
Yeah, no worries. We try to, we want to do everything for everybody. That's
Right. They are. That's for
You
sure.
think a golf club's a golf club, but one is no two golf clubs are alike.
It's very true.
Yeah. So we'll definitely look into that, and so other things. We'd love to work with you. So anything else that you can think of saying would help if the system did something that you didn't see it do, or
Well, I think the campaign pilot having the functionality that they do with the templated. Have you seen campaign pilot?
I know of it's funny you said that, because I used to work with the one-to-one guys quite a bit, and they developed campaign pilot, and then we were going to attach Golf EMS to campaign pilot as the upgraded registration payment side if you needed more than just the really simplistic thing. So they would do the marketing and we would do the e-commerce and the API. But I think it was sold, and I'm not sure if it was sold as part of that Club Essentials 4UP thing or not. But I haven't had any conversations with them since, so I'm not sure. I know that I've always known it as just like more of a marketing platform than an e-commerce platform. But let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. What does that cost you every month for campaign pilot?
I would have to look that up.
Right.
Well, let's see if I can find it right now. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I'd love to know, because when I worked with the guys from one-to-one, it was free. I'm just wondering if it's still free or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But it doesn't have a data integration API with Club Profit.
No,
right?
it doesn't have a data integration. It doesn't have a payment. Okay, so tell me this. I have a person register through Golf EMS for a golf tournament. It's $100. The fee is $1.95, and then they want a refund. Am I out the $1.95 twice because I've done the transaction twice, once to accept the money and once to return the money, or how does that work?
When you say the fee, you mean your credit card fees?
Yes.
You're always going to be out your fees, whether it's in PayPal, wherever it is. Credit card fees are credit card fees. And when you refund somebody, whether it's in retail or wherever it is, you pay a fee to refund. You pay the fee.
We don't get our fee unless you've paid it. If you do a refund the following month, and we've already got back our $1.95. But if it's a refund right when they did the registration and you refund it, then you refund them. Our handling fee is in with your refund. So we refund our fee as well.
Okay. We have a full website with hosting and support. In addition to the marketing plan with Campaign Pilot, it runs us about $450 a month.
Per month.
Okay,
that's okay. Well, that's fine. And that's basically, but that's your website, that's everything.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, and they've got some great marketing tools and some social media tools. So yeah, so Golf EMS would simply be an addition to that. I like to say a cost-free addition, because I like it when our system, balances out at the end of the month and doesn't cost you anything. That was our goal when we built the platform. But to be able to recoup it through the transaction fees, So yeah, it would just be it would just be an look at Golf EMS as the e-commerce integrated portion of Club Profit, and Campaign Pilot is the marketing website package. That's all. That's how I think I could see that environment looking.
Absolutely. And with the 270 a year, having that ability to, so yes, so answers from you guys in regards to the standard Club Profit fields on the other and preferences tabs will assist me in making the argument that for the 270 a year, having those registrations automatically go into Club Profit would be beneficial to us. Now with the marketing and the components that we're generating through Campaign Pilot, I can use HTML to populate those pages. I can use graphic files that are created there because it doesn't really matter. I don't know that our marketing department is going to like that a lot, but we'll go from there.
Yeah, yeah, no, we're actually upgrading our UX. Not like it matters. It's just we're giving a little bit of a facelift to our forms, and like I said, not that it matters, but this is kind of the new layout. It's basically the same thing. It's just a little
That
more.
looks better.
Yeah,
That looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's a little more modern. We're working on it right now. We've got a UX designer and a programmer doing it as we speak, so it's only a matter of time. But certainly the ones that are there now work just fine. But we built and launched this in 2018, so this will be a welcomed kind of upgrade to
The
it.
other question I just quickly have. So right now, all the transactions that go through your registrations go into PayPal, correct?
Correct.
So it's your accounting department has to track PayPal and Profit Pay.
And I hear about it every month.
So now if everything goes through Profit Pay and they can track it all very easily through POS, that might
And
be.
I just have to train the guys in the golf shop to do things one way. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So-
can all dream.
That's right.
Yeah, well,
Especially the guys in the pro shop for sure, right?
it sounds, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it sounds to me, I think we can achieve some of this data exchange. I mean, I hate saying that and then coming back later and saying, no, we can't do it. But I just don't see, I mean, we're more techies here. Unfortunately, you don't get a fancy salesman, you get me, but we're more on the technical side of things here. And
I'm okay with you. It's all right.
It's okay. I just think that from what I know of databases and whatnot, I just can't see this being a huge problem. We haven't really been asked for this a lot, but I can see where it would be handy. But I think we've got some check marks in some other areas that would lead to some efficiencies, and I'd love to see and try to use it. We can, because you've got Profit Pay and Club Profit. I mean, we can set it up for you. We can do an event, even if it's a test event or a real event coming up or something. We're always willing to do that to make sure that the process is going to work for you.
Okay. Let me know about those fields. I'm going to talk with my people and see, do you have, is this presentation something that I can borrow or share?
You know what? I think I'm recording this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Unless I didn't do it right, because
No, I have it. I have this call is being recorded.
Okay, perfect. So I'll send that to you.
Okay, perfect.
And yeah, no, I'll send that to you, and we can always jump on with, if you have another team member there that you want to go and look at anything specifically on. It's as easy as just booting up a Google Meet, so we can do that anytime. But I will send you this video and some of the links that we went to, and we'll see if we can help you out.
Do you have a dummy event registration?
It's hard because we can send you something for sure. It's hard to go through the whole process unless it's set up and integrated with Club Profit and Profit Pay to really see it go through property. But let Kathleen will put something together for you, and if that works, that's great. But if you need a live test,
well, let's hold off on that. Don't spend any more time than you have to. When will the new layout be done?
oh, you mean the new form design?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we're working on that right now. So I don't know. I want to say weeks, maybe a month at the most.
So my timeline, pretty much looking at the next tournament we have will be the Toy Story tournament in December 6th, 7th, something like that.
Excellent. Toy Story.
That would work with your form timeline. If you want to get back with me in regards to the other items, so the $270 a year, and we could always upgrade if that's something we decided to do based on use.
Yeah, we don't make anybody sign a 12-month contract or anything like that. If you start off, that's what a lot of clubs do. They'll start off with the lower traffic one and then realize that they're going to use it for a lot more than they thought, and they can always just pay for the whole year up front. And especially when they realize that, they want to have a little more control over the handling service fees, you can switch anytime to that.
Okay.
But yeah, we can definitely look at that tournament. I mean, worst case is the kind of the upgraded UX isn't. I mean, it's the same program. I mean, the program's not changing. It's just the cosmetics. So even if we wanted to do some test transactions on a live basis, I mean, it's still going to be kind of the same thing. But I'm going to check in now that we've been talking. I'm going to check in with our UX team and see when that's going to be put together.
Okay, fantastic. Then let's talk again first week in November.
Okay.
And I should have a budget by then, and things could be good.
Excellent. Well, that would be wonderful. Let's get an email together. You'll probably get it tomorrow now. But we'll get an email together with you with this video and some other stuff Kathleen will provide to you. And then yeah, and before November, certainly call us if you have any questions.
Okay, that works for me. Awesome, James. Kathleen, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.